Check. 1, 2. Hi everybody, how are we doing this very cold morning? Do say hello in the chat. And I'll adjust myself. Just getting my hand warm there. Yes. All right. Hi Bravo, how's it going? Right. So, what do we want to do today? It's a bit of an open floor really today. We can if anybody's particularly interested in anything, guitar related, music tech related, we can have a look at it. Otherwise, what I thought I would do is I would just start going through different bits of my favourite licks that I use all the time, you know. Good, how are you? 10 p.m. here, good time for bed soon, yes. It's a very sensible bedtime, that. Yeah, I mean, like, that's about the time I aim for, but when I do get into bed, it's usually about like 10:30, 11:15, and then I'm up. So I get about 6 hours sleep usually. It's probably my average. And I'm up at like 5:30, and then I set up for this stream straight away. Yeah. So yeah, could be a good thing. Sharing little bits that I use, as I remember them. Oops. Right. So who else have we got here? Well, hang on just a little bit, and then I'll start. I think I'll put a track on, get warmed up. That's going to be the best thing, isn't it? Let's see, what can I play? Live stream. That's quite a good one. Stick that on. Ah, there's Sean. Hi, Sean. How's it going? All right, between 7 and 8 hours sleep. Very good. Oh, warm those hands up. That's better. All right, something to get warmed up on, isn't it? And remind myself what I'm doing. All right, and just have a quick look at the. Yeah, so between 7 and 8 hours sleep will significantly improve playing overall, and you will recover faster as well. Yes, believe it or not, I'm that busy. It's very hard for me to get like 7 hours in. And I must admit, I tend to drive myself very, very hard. Because, like, you know, if I'm focused on music production, or if I'm focused on, you know, on writing, or if I'm focused on playing guitar, I literally go through my whole day and I'll look at every single opportunity I've got to actually do that thing, and I'll structure around it, you know. And it just happens that, yeah, I end up like getting 6 hours sleep in order to do the things that I want to do. So Sean, hi Sean, good to see you on here. Dorotio, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Garcia, your creativity, speed, melody, and your playing will sound more polished as well within 7-8 sleep, affecting your mind and body. Probably very true. Greetings from California. Good to see you on here. Yeah. So yeah, because I wasn't on yesterday, but I had a video to edit, so I had to do that. But it's done now, so I'm free. Free to do some guitar stuff. All right, let's start off with something nice and simple. That'll help our sweep picking. Okay. There we go. All right. So, here we are. Get the camera zoom. Camera zoom. Get my feet sorted here. Okay. It's like not that much room on the floor. Okay, so I think like one of the things I really like to play, we can do this in, I think E minor is pretty good, so we can go there. So arpeggio things, right? I really like to sort of improvise using arpeggios. It's like one of the frameworks that I use. I mean, there's like lots of different ways that I kind of view the fretboard when I'm sort of like developing things, when I'm improvising. And arpeggios is like one of the kind of gazes that I'll use on the fretboard when I'm improvising. It's just another set of limitations. And as we know, like creativity the artist, creativity lives in limitations. It's like a nice little arpeggio thing that you can use, right? That will sort of kind of get a bit of that going. Is this? It's just this little like arpeggio sequence. So I'm just doing this like in E minor. And it really is simple, okay, because all I'm doing is I'm using the fragment of E minor 7, all right? Forefinger is on D, picking it, pulling off, and then I'm just sweeping down 4 notes of that arpeggio. But the cool thing is about this is the rhythmic element of it, because we've got 4 notes. And that really is it. And then 3 notes. And it's a great way to start a phrase. And then we can kind of phrase around the 9th. Because, I mean, that there is, you know, you've got pretty much in an E minor 7 arpeggio, pretty much all of the notes of the pentatonic scale. So it's nice, you can put like little bluesy microtonal bends on it. And you can even break out into pentatonic after you do like a statement with this arpeggio. So it's a 9th. And I can conveniently get into like pentatonic there, and it sounds fairly seamless. And you're away, really. Yeah, Frank Gambale is amazing. And there are certain elements I'm starting to, you know, because I'm borrowing quite a bit from fusion players. We can come into that now. So like Frank Gambale kind of stuff. So like little kind of, you know, if I just build out from this shape, right? So we've got that rolling into a pentatonic. We've got the arpeggio. We've also got like a little pentatonic arpeggio thing there, which I quite like to do. Sometimes it's better to finger the last bit of your arpeggio like that. And the reason for this, it's something I'm still getting used to be fair. The reason for going for 1, 3 and 2 is because we've got 4 available. To do stuff with, so that's why. So actually, just from this arpeggio, taking into pentatonic scales into consideration, the arpeggio itself into consideration, and doing like your bluesy microtonal stuff. There's like a lot of options we've got there. So again, like this, play it here if you wanted. Sounds nice, or we could put the 9th in. So this ascending bit here, so it's just really, I'm just thinking of a pentatonic scale. So we've got like a minor third, we're going from the B to the D with 1, 3. I've got first finger on the E note there on the 7th fret, hammering on with the 4th. Now sometimes what I'll do is I'll hybrid that note, the 3rd string, when I'm doing this sort of configuration. And it's octave repeat, so you're just repeating that shape, and we could end on the 9th. See, that sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? So pretty smooth. Well, would be when I get warmed up, it'll be smoother. So then we've got like the Frank Gambale thing. So this is something I'm really, really interested in, because like one thing I noticed is like the pentatonic scale gets predictable, doesn't it? So like, how do you get out of that? You know. I mean, I'll not beat myself up over it, because like the most predictable thing is when you're just going up and down, sort of like arpeggios like that. You're not really doing much else. I mean, I prefer to just use my ear and use these small fragments and use them as melodically as I can. And build connections between sets of arpeggios, which I'll come to in a minute. So the Frank Gambale thing, one thing I like to do is I like to do sort of these quartal harmony things. And I think this is a really handy shape. And we're going to apply this to just this position that we've got here. Sean Lane. I've never... Oh, you know Sean Lane? I should kind of... I watch his stuff. I have attempted Sean Lane things in the past, you know, like his groups of 5 pentatonic thing, and it was very stretchy down here, and I was like, oh god, this is killing my hands, and then gave up. And then you watch him and he's doing this like It's like minor third thing. My hand's too tired to even do it properly. And I was just like, oh, I kind of, no, I'm not doing that today. But Sean Lane is great, isn't he? And I should spend more time kind of watching his stuff. But anyway, so a simple pattern would be this. So all I'm doing there is I'm pulling off from E to B, and we get like a fourth. So we're getting into this quartal idea. And then, basically, third finger is landing on the 10th fret on the second, and I've got my second finger on the 9th on the third. And you can apply that sequence. And you can start getting into that fourths and fifths sort of sound. And of course we can improvise with those. And mix and match as much as you want. But that's a great little pattern. And it's quite recurring as well. So we've got it there. Oh, not there. Got 4 positions there. And then it kind of diatonically it would... Oh no. And we've got it there as well. So there's 5 positions there you can use. So it's really handy. You can almost class it as pentatonic. It's using the pentatonic notes at this stage. Another little sequence you can do is... let me have a think. I love that. So I might have showed this before, but again all I'm doing is just pulling off. But this time I'm barring. It's got a nice rhythmic quality to it. Yes. Is that useful? So other things we can do with just covering like lots of things with this E minor shape. We can start extending it. There's like 3 little sequences we can get in there. So we've got this. We can add on, so we're just adding the root to the top of it. Again, and you can just melt it into a pentatonic landscape effortlessly. And of course we can apply sequences to this, which is one of my favourite. Or that. Or that, you know, so. Or simply just... Okay. Any questions with this so far? Now, when we're improvising, there's a whole family of like these arpeggios that can like live quite nicely together, that almost you can think of like a scale. So when I'm kind of looking at the fretboard like this, what I'll see is that shape, and this shape. Got the C major 7 here, and then it repeats. So we've got the C, so I'll tend to avoid that and kind of just make that into... and just make that into just a straight E minor shape. So, starting from here... So just to go through this slowly, we've got first finger on the 2nd fret, big stretch, up to 7th, 5th on the 4th, 1st on the, sorry, 2nd on the 5th on the 4th string, then we're on to the 3rd string, our first finger, we've got 4 on the 3rd string, 2nd finger on the 5th, 1st finger on the 3rd, and then 4th. And as an option, you can even drop your first finger down. Gives you another note. Gives you the 9th. That's quite a beautiful sound. My fingers can't do that anymore. Got to... Right. This is interesting. I'm not sure how old you are, Steve, right? Okay, but I thought that, I mean, I'm not ancient, mind. Like, I thought I was losing mobility, and I just doubled down on my playing, doing, like, stretchy stuff, and, like, barring things to get flex in my fingers. And what I found now is, like, my fingers are more flexible than they were when I was 19. So you can get it in there, you just got to work at it. I mean, if you're practicing, it'll kind of regularly, and you're kind of pushing yourself, that will come back in. So I thought that. And I was avoiding it, you know, for a while, like, oh, I don't want to do that. I mean, obviously there's a limit. 48, you, like, honestly. Similar age to me, right? Yeah, don't... It's a belief. There's no evidence on there apart from the evidence of, like, I'm telling you from my experience that, like, all that flex will come back into your fingers. You've just got to do stuff and push yourself and not believe that your hands, like, won't move anymore. It's just, you can get the flex in there, trust me. So, what a great place to start that. So, like, I remember hearing Greg Howe talking about having this, like, 3rd string sort of, like, motorway thing going on between his arpeggios and scales. And it's a great way because you can combine, like, different shapes. So I could take this, right? Slide up the 3rd string and access, like, an E minor there. So... So there's, like, lots of ways you can kind of network these arpeggios together. Yeah, it's nice to group notes and triads that you can outline chord shapes too, yeah. So, but what I would say is the kind of way that I'm thinking, it's almost like thinking like that hexatonic scale thing. Like, I know all of these notes, when I improvise, will work. I know that they're gonna... I mean, really, we should try it out. What have I got? It's an E minor. Right, I'll just, rather than starting a track, I'm just going to grab one of my instrumentals that I've done and see how this works. I'll see if there's a section I can loop round. No, it's not. I'm not getting the vibes from that. I'll just make something. It's going to be easier. Alright. Bear with me. I'll get some drums up. It'll do. Okay. Just get a bit of this on. Right, that'll do. Then we can hear what we're doing. So I'll just go from the top and demonstrate all of these. So this is our first sort of E minor sequence. And adding the ninth in. So we're using this. Almost like we would with a pentatonic scale, with microtonal bends. We can access the pentatonic scale whenever we want. We can extend up. just using E minor 7 with a 9. Okay, then we've got our, hesitate to say, Frank and Barley sort of chordal bit. So you can add that in. Okay, we're up to there, aren't we? Okay, now there's our bigger framework of networking several arpeggios together. So we've got our E minor, we've got the E minor 9, I should say. We've got another E minor 7 or E minor 9 here. We've got like a G. We've got like a G major 7, which I like to extend down to here, onto the E. That's another little kind of position. I'm thinking of these, as I say, just like a kind of scale thing. We've got A minor 7. Sorry, B minor 7. But you have got A minor 7 there, it's just I don't really use that one. And then we're back to our E minor, which we can extend down to there if we want. Okay, so we're starting to build up like a real pattern that we can improvise on as almost like a scale alternative, as a limitation, as a I'm trying to think, it's like sort of like a template, okay, of notes that we can use in a different sequence, in a different limitation. So when we start opening up, quite a strong note, that, isn't it? And then we can start kind of stitching them together in different ways. So accessing them, we can use a few different ideas. Would be, we can access them thinking about sliding with the forefinger into them. We can think of them coming from the 3rd string. There's another way I'll think of it. And then the 5th string. So you're just kind of dividing up where the sliding points are. And then what you can do after that is what I was saying before, is you can just mix and match different arpeggios. Anyway, that kind of thing. Right, any questions with that? Because I'm suddenly aware that A, I need to have a coffee, and B, I'm starting to cover kind of a lot of information. There's a lot of fingerings, a lot of positions to learn. The biggest hurdle is kind of training your ear to it and then kind of combining the patterns, because that's, to me, a really fun journey of discovery, you know, because you're combining different sort of arpeggios. I mean, obviously, this is just a bit, there's much more than this that you can build up in your arpeggio framework. This is like, I don't want to sound like a YouTuber, you know, it's A level. I'm not sure if it's level 1. I think it's level 1, this, but it's A level. So, any questions, anybody? Do talk to me, because otherwise I'm just guessing. I'm guessing what people want. But this is actually starting to turn out into my favourite guitar session, this. Because I'm really enjoying the arpeggios. Thing is remembering your stuff, right? So when you start getting into arpeggios, I'm going to start a notebook, because I get so frustrated. I'll work on and then turn up and start, like, you know, using them. Well, I'll start off in a jam session and completely forget all of that stuff I was working on. Could you check out the intro to Pentakill Mortal? Reminder. I will at some point, yes. Dezala, I wouldn't do it on the live though, because I don't want to get a copyright strike. It's very quick to do that. The other thing is, Dezala, would you like to subscribe to my YouTube channel? If you come over and you just do a quick search for Tim Hutch. Tim Hutch. And subscribe, that would be great. Because this is sort of like YouTube's the hub. So yes, and the other thing is, anybody who's on here who's just kind of, you know, just bumped into this stream for the first time, do give me a like, a thumbs up, and a sub. That'd be great. Got 8 people watching. I've got 8 thumbs up at the minute, so that's good. Oh, I think everybody's asleep. Have I put everybody to sleep? But anyway, Texas. I hear you, Steve. I'm pushing 60 and my old fungal struggle with new techniques, but it's always nice watching a shredder do it effortlessly. So, I do, I mean, obviously, like 60, I'm not 60, but I wonder if it is possible to get the flex into those fingers, Steve, and Texas Jack. So, I wonder if that is a thing. I'll tell you another thing, believe it or not. I'll not tell you how, like, I was in this situation for a number of years, but I ended up teaching, like, a lot of people with broken fingers, broken hands, broken arms, all sorts of breakages, right? And from various activities, right? And they all ended up with sort of pretty much more flex in the hands than they thought they had. Because, like, a lot of it, they just believed, I don't like moving my hand now because it had an injury. But then, sort of playing guitar, they slowly got more mobility in there. So I have seen that happen a lot of times in experience. So I have seen other people, you know, of various age groups, you know, develop more flex, more nimbleness. I'm thinking of a better word. More mobility in the hand. There we go. That's a bit more clinical. And definitely, right? Definitely, I thought my fingers felt like stiff and crap when I first got back into shredding, and that was like a while because I wasn't doing like the right stuff to kind of stretch them and get them moving. But as I've kind of progressed over the last couple of years, and the actual style that I have requires getting comfortable with stretches, that it's been a thing. I've just ended up with more flex, you know. So I think what I'm saying is, like, I think sometimes with me, okay, with me it was kind of a belief that my hands wouldn't do that, but I broke out of that belief. My hands have been able to do what I want them to do. Hi Nick, long time lurker. Do you have Guitar Pro tabs for these exercises? No, I don't. So I just do it on here. If you want to learn them, you're just gonna have to watch the video back. But I try, Nick, and be as clear as I possibly can. And I think to get the best information of how to play these, and to get the right fingerings and the right sort of technique that syncs it all up, you've really just got to watch the videos so you can see the technique physically, what's happening, the interaction between left and right hands, what the fingerings are doing on the fingerings, you know, angles of finger, all that kind of stuff needs to be taken into consideration. So, and I am consciously practicing trying to be more clear and more accurate when I'm presenting these licks as well, and I'm trying to do as thorough a job as I can. But actually, a lot of what I do tends to have a very simple core idea which I expand on. And I think what's more interesting is, instead of kind of learning exactly like what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, is like just think of it as a pathway and creating your own pathways and your own sort of ways to do these things, and your own sort of phrases inspired from what I'm doing. I know this is the thing I do. I'll watch Greg Howe, I'll watch Tom Quayle, I'll watch players like that, and I'll get the gist of what they're doing. And then before I know it, my ear's leading me somewhere else. And I just like to go with that, you know. Because fundamentally what I'm trying to do is develop my own style, not necessarily emulate somebody else's. So it's just, you know, like worth bearing that in mind, yeah. I hope you're okay with that, Nick. But do subscribe. I know you are subscribed to the channel, you just lurk, but it's great that you've asked for that. So I haven't got any intention at the minute to do tabs. I just don't see myself sitting down making tabs for these. So I just hope people come on the basically come on the show. It is a show broadcast, and ask questions, because it's a great opportunity. It's so dynamic, these lives. You can ask, and there's no such thing as a ridiculous question. And it's like having, you know, it's like having a guitar teacher, isn't it? There and then, for free. You can just ask the questions, what you're struggling on, and I'll try and help, you know. But people do need to talk to me. That's the only thing. I can't mind read, and I can't. Poof, right, what was I talking about? I was going to say something important, right? So, we've got other sort of like little arpeggio ideas, because we'll probably get bored of these at some point. We'll have to think about other things to do. So a quick fix would be, how about a little chromatic thing? At those points is quite good. So we have got chromaticism, but actually, I'm not going to quite get into that. Other arpeggio ideas is stacking like sort of minor thirds. So often I'll add that note in on top, so you've pretty much just got the C major 9 there, and I'm adding the A note. And you can even drop the B down there. that sounds quite good. But another interesting concept of stacking, sort of like arpeggios, like little triads. I really like this sound. So this just gives us another different set of fingerings, right? And another sound, but slightly different, that allows us to get into all the other arpeggios, okay? And I get really excited about this, finding new ways to do things, new ways to connect things. So what's happening here is I'm just simply playing A minor triad. That's it. Root, third, fifth. And then I'm stacking a G major triad on top of it. The fingerings I'm using on that is 1, 4, 3. And then I'm sticking an E minor triad. So you've got an option to either sweep through it, which sounds good. Hi Skybase, how are you doing, Patrick? This is good. This is a privilege to see you on here. So been doing arpeggios. I don't know how long you've been on here, but I've just been showing everybody sort of my Larry Coryell kind of gaze at the fretboard, I suppose, where we're using like arpeggios, basically like you would a scale and phrase on it, doing little bluesy microtonal bends, doing little fragmental sequency kind of things. So I've just been showing people the go-to things that I'll do, connecting positions. So it's actually, this is just going to be like an informal sort of thing, but it's led on to a whole thing now. So I'm just on to the next phase of that, which is like stacking these triads. And you just hear at the first one. So again, it's like an arpeggio, but it's broken up into small little fragments. We've got A minor, 1, 4, 3, G major, 1, 4, 3, E minor, 1, 4, 3. So we can sweep through if you want to do it that way. I think it's very handy to do the hybrid. So the way I do that is, it's weird at first, right? Because this hand's thinking in sort of like groups of 3 strings and this one's thinking in 2. So what you're doing is you're picking the first 2 strings, so it's down, down, and then it's a hybrid. Hammer, and then down, down, then down, sorry. Down, down, hybrid, hammer, down, hybrid, hammer, and then we come with the pick and we're doing upstroke. And then you're just using the pick all the way down. But what you need to do is really listen to the dynamics of the pick to blend everything. So there's the way you can get that pick to blend in. And I'm just picking really, really lightly. So the great thing about this is how can we integrate this, okay? So we've got all of these cool options now, haven't we? Another good thing of thinking about these arpeggios, right? I mean, this will sound great in Dorian, But as we're in E minor, I've got an avoid note there, right? So simply, to avoid that, all I have to do is I can just change that note and flatten it. So it's really versatile, and you get a brand new arpeggio out of that. So instead of doing that, and I mean, what you could do is you could just make all of them like that. So any sort of note of the arpeggio you don't like, you can just sort of move. How about... That's one of my favourites. So this arpeggio, what I've morphed it into now is 1, 2, 4, going straight to the second string. So I've missed out this note. Same again. Let's have a listen to it. So it's a bit not keen on that C note, so I'll change it. Or okay, getting a bit ahead of myself there. Right, so some other ideas. Alright, there's Hippie. Okay. Good day, everyone. Hope you're all really well. I've been doing a course for work all week, so I can't stay long, as I have to go study for a big exam tomorrow. Right. Exciting stuff. Alright, any questions? So, Patrick, what do you reckon? I mean, I'm assuming, actually, Patrick, you probably know these positions. So again, it's just more stuff to make connections with, isn't it? Oops. So this arpeggio that we have here, we can play the exact same thing up here. What VST drums are you using, or is it a pretty fabulous? Basically, I'm using a VST, and I'm using XLN XO drums, and I just have some presets, and I just chuck them in. Interesting Hippie though, of course, there's been a little upgrade to the studio, and I've got a timer here, so which lights up, and you can do that, you can kind of see it, and this is for a reason, and the reason is that I'm thinking very likely next week or the week after, I'm going to have a week of doing music production, but it's not necessarily going to be about this is a VST, this is how it works, or any. I mean, there will be production tips and things like that, but it's going to be much more about creative flow, okay? Because, you can learn whatever you want about Ableton Live and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, we're having to deal with millions of decisions, and how do we cope with that? So that's where I sort of specialise. And I haven't been doing a lot of that lately. So I thought I better get back in on because that's what I do in the music coaching groups. It's like sitting in your studio and making music. It's not like playing guitar like this, so it's about just kind of making music is what I do, and specializing in sort of how we can maximize on our flow and make the best music, and to make music that's unique to ourselves. So it's all about that, and we're going to be doing that sort of next week, and I'll be using this template. So I'm interested to kind of develop my live template into a bit of a studio template. Now I'm sort of like on an M4, so it can handle a bit more stuff on there. So we're gonna make some music. That's what I thought. Even next week or the week after. But I'm really enjoying the guitar thing. So it's really cool. Playing live, yeah. So it's that sort of thing. Hi there, how you doing, Elvis? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Anybody who's not subscribed to the YouTube channel, do please subscribe. Tim Hutch, while you're already here. If you're on Twitch, it's Tim Hutch. Do come over and do hit the subscribe and hit the like, because I'm giving away loads of like free sort of bits of guitar knowledge here, All right, so back to arpeggios. Trying to do as much as I possibly can here. Yes. So these like stacked. Perfect. They're fitting so well. See, there's a connection there. So I come up here. And roll down here. And I'm onto a nice G major 7. Come up here. And a cool way to practice these is just, hi Bravo, gotta go to bed. Thanks Tim, I will rewatch your stream. Take notes, thanks man, all the best. Yeah, and a lot of this I'm gonna recover, or I'm gonna go back over it next week, because there's gonna be evening live streams. On the Wednesdays, that's going to be very guitar thing. I'm going to do a Saturday stream this weekend. That's going to be just generally messing about, having a laugh, playing a load of stuff, shredding. And then next week, we'll probably do the guitar thing. And then on the Wednesday evening, then that's going to be real sort of like Q&A, and I can go through all of this stuff then when people aren't tired and stuff like this. But I'm that booked up, right? Wednesday evening's the only time that I have to kind of do this thing. So really, if anybody's interested in sort of like being coached, there are places on the coaching groups, but like, which is a time that's sort of ring fenced. But apart from that, it's like, it's hectic being me, booked all the time. Okay, so what was I doing? Yeah. So making connections. see what it sounds like. Of course, we can shred. All right, there's Enzo. Enzo, what did you forget? You're here now. Oh yes, it's nunchuck, yeah. That's my nunchuck preset. Pretty cool, isn't it? So I really like this. I got like a good balance for my picking on this for a lead tone and just all round general guitar sound. That it's not too muffly on the neck position. There's a nice bit of pick attack there, and then also not too abrasive on the back pickup. No, I didn't do a live stream yesterday, and so I was editing video. Is what I was doing. I was doing some freak star stuff. That's what I was doing. But it's done now. Finished. So I'm back. And of course there'll be a stream tomorrow as well. So has anybody got any questions? Anybody, any guitar things? So I think I'm starting to kind of race ahead. I should really just stick with the idea of kind of connecting these arpeggios. But I think tomorrow we're going to have a deeper look in at sort of this sort of thing. Like stacking triads. And then I think we're also going to have a look at sort of these weird arpeggios that I do. See, they're great, aren't they? Oops. This is actually because we're talking about, you know, all the players getting the flexibility back in the hands. One of the sort of things that really helped me is also kind of doing this kind of thing where you sort of holding your fingers on top of each other. Do that arpeggio there. Oops. But yeah, I mean, essentially you can use all of these and just build up a network of all these different shapes and different limitations to improvise with. So we'll do that tomorrow. Because that'll be a good one. It looks solid. Once you get the hang, it's not solid. It's just a bit practice, isn't it? And kind of tying all of these things together, you know. Right, got a few minutes left. Get back to that. So it's been today's live's actually been really good for me because you know, it's just another look at, because a lot of this stuff I forget and I'll just use like a small amount of it. But it's given me stuff to work on. So I think there's like one more little bit to sort of add in, and that's maybe adding more scale fragments into our arpeggios. So there's like one more little thing that I'll probably do. I'll show you before I go. And that's going to be this. Hi Mac, how you doing? And those of you who've just come on here, do give the thumbs up and subscribe. Are you going to listen to the new Dream Theatre coming out? No, I will now you've mentioned it. Doing good. Excellent. All right, so when we started today's stream off, we kind of based everything round just this arpeggio. So another thing I like to add in is like the ninth note, but in two different areas. There. But I'm still thinking of arpeggios when I'm playing that. I'm playing an arpeggio like a scale, I'm improvising on it. So I play with the backing track, that's like, you know. So that's all just thinking of this E minor 9 shape. That note. Okay, but then the other thing to add in, it's a bit of a Richie Kotzen thing, this, is these bars and using like a bit of a scale, so it's quite hard to get it clean because you're barring with this forefinger, and this is another one of those, you know, for those of you who were talking about flexing, this is like another one of those exercises that really helped me. Because it's like a finer motor kind of flexing thing going on there. So all I'm doing there is I'm going, where am I? 8, 10, 12, 4, 12, rolling down. And then we can go into our arpeggio or whatever we feel like. That's probably going to sound good as well. So, I think the majority of the work of this is like connecting all of these ideas, isn't it? You know, that's the tricky bit. So 7 minutes left. I've covered like a huge amount of stuff here, and I'm going to continue this tomorrow with a little bit of a recap. So just to give everybody the heads up, you better bring your guitars to the stream, because I'll recap over this, and I know, like, you know, some of you are going to bed and asleep, but when you're picking your guitars up tomorrow and having a bit of a play, have a think of some questions you can ask me, you know, preferably based on, you know, what you've experienced in today's stream, and then we can cover those ideas tomorrow. Right, well, Enzo, you're going to have to go back and watch it. Sad face, right? Well, don't just put, when you're driving about in the car, just put it on and have a listen and have a think. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly based on what I'm doing, but, you know, I'm talking about thinking of arpeggios as like scales and improvising on them, like you would, rather than going up and down an arpeggio, but using it to phrase with it. is vaguely what I'm thinking about, but any question will do based on arpeggios and improvisation. All right, here we go, Steve. Any chance of you playing a Stratocaster and playing through a Dumble model in the future? Right, hold on. What's a Dumble? I was producing dance music for like years and years, you know, and then I decided to start shredding again. So I'm gonna have to look up what a Dumble is. I've got my orange Strat. Let's get that. Let's do. It's got no head on it, but it's more of a Strat, isn't it? Let's see if it's in tune. No, there was no stream yesterday. Hippie. I had a day off. Oh, well, they must be good then, if it's an amp that costs like lots of money. I mean, for me, I had to just, you know, I know, sorry. God, I'm so ignorant about amps. I have to apologise. Like vintage guitars and things like that just don't mean anything to me. I'm sorry, guys. I had a Gibson Goldtop 1972 and I sold it. It was proper beaten up from all of my gigs as well. It even had my blood stains on it. It was like proper punk rock job. It was brilliant. The Dumble amp. Pretty hard to acquire a Dumble amp. I don't know, I'll probably just ask Thomas to make one in software. Just find a Dumble Robin Ford amp model and you will dig it. Okay. I might just listen and try and, I don't know. Right, I'll educate myself for tomorrow. But I don't, you know, guitars and history. I'm still thinking of the future. Stop playing amps in the early 2000s. Oh yeah, I mean, I was like totally off amps. I can't remember the last time I plugged. Oh, I mean, I've got like a little amp I use for a session, but that's about it. Other than that, I can't be bothered with amps. Single coils are extra, but this has got splits. There you go. So these are classics, Fishman classics. These are moderns. Sorry, classics. Beg your pardon. Classics. Totally different feel, this guitar. It's got a lovely low action though on it. Just play forever without a pick. Oops. Yeah. But yeah, I love this guitar. Very good. Right. How often do I play the Zeus? A couple of times a week. And it kicks my ass. So a couple of times a week I get it out and have a bit of a play on it. The majority of my practicing's done on the black guitars, like my heavy lift guitar, really. So the Osiris, I'm much more of an Osiris person than a Zeus person, without a doubt. So tomorrow, because we've come up to 7:30, tomorrow we're going to continue on with arpeggios, and I'm going to do more of the sort of weird fusiony kind of ones. No, I don't prefer multi-scale. I mean, it's good. I can see the point that it's just... I'm just much more... I know why I don't prefer it is because, like, during the day, I'm, like, sat on a 6-string acoustic guitar for, like, 4 hours, easy, every day, on something that isn't multi-scale. So visually, it kind of confuses me a little bit. I don't know if that's because, like, of my dyslexia or anything, but I do then find it quite difficult to go between the two things. But yeah. So tomorrow, more arpeggios, more arpeggio fragments, more sort of like more of a weird look at it. And I think we might even get into sort of using chromatic stuff in the arpeggios. So look forward to that, guys, because I am. It's going to be great. And I'm now going to go for my walk. So I need to go to the walk. I need to go for a walk. I need to get in the shower, and I need to go and do my next lot of work stuff, which is like super busy today. I'm like hectic. I know I've got at least an hour and a half's playing in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. That's 3.5. And then I need to do my wins, problems, and opportunities when I get in for half an hour. And then I'm coaching for 2 hours. So it's a busy day. All right, then. I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Bye.